Hey everybody, this is GGB, and guess what, guys? I got the biggest upset of the day yesterday. Kind of an upset. I counted. That gives me 1.5 points. I had 1.5 points on Tuesday, and I had half a point for Monday. So that means, guys, if you were counting, keep track, I have 3.5 points. I've locked myself up a dub for the week. Yeah, I said it, and I did it. I crushed it, guys. I just absolutely demolished it this week. I've already achieved success because there's only one game tomorrow, and the worst case scenario for me is if nothing happens, I still get half a point, so I hit 4 points. So, I mean, there's nothing really all that insane to talk about, but I do need to talk about, for 1 second, I have to hit the Pac-12 because that is where the one upset happened in the Pac-12. So UCLA was upset by Arizona, which means Arizona has taken back over first place in the Pac-12. We almost got a pretty significant upset over USC yesterday. I'm sorry. I'm recording this at nighttime of Thursday night. Thursday night. I'm confused. Thursday night. So I was saying today, I'm confusing myself. But UCLA lost. Arizona's now back in first place. USC almost lost to Arizona State. Arizona State almost helped out Oregon and Washington tremendously. But unfortunately for them, they did not. And now we have USC sitting in third place. Now we have one game tomorrow. So if you do not know, my rule basically is if there's a ranked game, I have to pick the right game, right? But if there's no ranked games, I look at the Power 6 conferences, which is basically Pac-12, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC, and Big East. Those are the 6 conferences I really consider power conferences because they're the ones that normally send the majority of the teams, right? So there's only one game going on tomorrow that I'd consider one of the Power 6 conferences at the Big East. And in that game, we have Creighton, which sits at 13-7, traveling to Seton Hall, which also sits at 13-7. Seton Hall favors 6.5 points on FS1. So let's go over what happens with each team with a loss. Obviously, Creighton with a win moves to 6-4 now that they sit 5-4 in conference. 6-4 would put them into a tie with Xavier for 5th place over in the Big East, which is really... It's an important place to be if you're Creighton. You could end up passing Xavier, which is huge. You cannot be down here in the bottom because if you're Creighton, that's where you end up losing. You lose ground, and you can't lose ground in the Big East. You just can't do it. So the win, you tie Xavier for 5th place. Now, tiebreaker would not fall your way. That would fall Xavier's way. But regardless, I feel like you'd be excited with a tie for 5th place. Now, Seton Hall, with a loss, you fall to 5-5. Still not going to go anywhere. Unfortunately, you're going to stay in 6th place all by yourself. But Creighton would fall to 5-5. Best case scenario for Seton Hall is they win. They move to 5-6, right? And they can't pass anyone. Now, with a loss, you can fall if you're Seton Hall because St. John's played yesterday, and they ended up winning that game. Now they sit tied with Seton Hall for 4-6. So Seton Hall with a win moves to 7th place. Out of a tie for 7th place and you lose 7th place by themselves. With a loss, you fall to 4-7. St. John's loses in 7th place all by themselves. You fall into a tie with 8th place for Butler. So to break it down for you, Xavier probably would like a Seton Hall win. Outside of that, I feel like UConn feels pretty safe. Obviously, you would like a Seton Hall win if you're UConn or Marquette or Villanova or Providence. But you're not all that too worried about them catching up to you. You're not terrified of it. Xavier should be concerned a little bit. UConn, probably concerned a little bit. UConn would probably be rooting for Creighton in this matchup. Seton Hall in this matchup. Now, if you're St. John's or Butler, you would love a Creighton victory. Because a Creighton victory would obviously drop Seton Hall. St. John's can pass Seton Hall. There's a lot of good that comes for St. John's and Butler if Seton Hall loses this game. So, those are basically the teams. I know this is going to be a short episode, so it's only one game to go over, and the Big East is not all that complicated to go through. Obviously, I have to pick Creighton to win this game because that would be the upset, technically speaking. So, hey, everybody, this is GGB saying adios, amigos, and go Blue Jays.